All right, hey gang. We're going to talk through this progression that I just came up with in the assignment. And like I talked about, we chose two progressions from 18-2 section B. The first progression we chose started with D major, did a bunch of stuff, and modulated to the key of B minor. Does stuff in B minor and then ends on a 1 chord in B minor. Then remember, we chose a second progression that began in a closely related key to B minor. The second progression we chose starts in E minor. It does a bunch of stuff. It happens to modulate to A minor. Now the A minor part, that can be whatever. Of course, you're going to use the key that's given, but we're mainly concerned with finding two progressions where the end of one progression is closely related to the beginning of the other progression, so that we can compose our own progression that starts in the final key of the first one, in this case B minor, at some point modulates to E minor, and then of course we'll cadence in E minor. And let me reinforce this topic too. We talked about this in class. These are three complete musical phrases. These phrases stop. You take a breath. There are three musical phrases. We don't just compose straight from here right into here. We let it come to a conclusion. It's a cadence. It stops. We take a breath, and then we start the next one. Now, so one more time. This is one from 18-2 section B. This is one from 18-2 section B. We chose this because B minor and E minor are closely related. So our task is to modulate from B minor to E minor, and what we ended up doing is choosing the common chord E minor. Is that what we did? Yeah. E minor, which is a 4 chord. Yeah, let's clean that up. A 4 chord in the key of B minor and a 1 chord in the key of E minor. That's our pivot point. First thing you do for your first submission of this assignment is to just give me a baseline with Roman numeral analysis of your common chord modulation. So like I said in there, we need to compose into. We're going to compose into this E minor chord. And what I did in the assignment on Canvas, I'll do it here too. I decided I'd start with a B minor 1 chord. And I see, okay, yeah, how about I just march right up the scale? I'll go B minor 1, a 2, a 3, and as you know, those progressions are generally harmonized as a 1 chord becoming a 1-6. We have numerous choices here. In the example in Canvas, I went ahead and chose the classic 7 diminished 6, but you could use a 5-4-3 or a 5-6-4. Those are all re chords. This is a do, me, re. And then I decided to add a little interest and use a secondary function, chromatic harmony, 5-6-5 of 4, right there. So I've composed now into my 4 chord. Now I need to treat that 4 chord as a 1 chord and compose out, cadencing in the key of E minor. And what I chose to do when I got there was a little T-do action. As a matter of fact, it comes just after that T-do action of the secondary function. Little T-do, and then fossil, good old 265 or 26. In this case, I use the credential 6/4, so 261645. Just to wrap it up, good old fossil do. So what key am I in? E minor. Yeah, so let's have it come down. There's the fa. This is a regular 5/6/5. Back to 1. And then I used a 2/6 diminished, of course, because we're in a minor key. And then that classic 2 sols to 1, which means 1/6/4, 5/7, 1. Alrighty. Let me see if I can make some sound here. And we'll play this. Well, I hope this works. I didn't test this. There we go. So we're going to go 7 diminished 6, 1 6, 5/6/5 of 4, going to 4. Then I'm going to use that. Now I'm going to think in E minor. 5/6/5, 1, 2 6, 1/6/4, 5/7, going to 1. That works pretty well, I think. Yeah, that works. So, your first step is to come up with, well, your first submission. First step is to choose those two phrases. But as far as the composing is concerned, you are going to compose exactly that. A middle phrase to link the end of one progression, in this case it ended in B minor, to the beginning of another progression. Got it? All righty. Enjoy.